Pleasure doing business. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I've been waiting for this video for the last 9 months. We are finally at the meat hole. If you know, you know. This is probably one of the wildest fisheries, not only that we get in the Pacific Northwest, but that you even see online. I'm gonna play some clips right now. Drano is a place that gets out of control. And luckily for us, a lot of lost gear and a lot of salvaged items. I don't know if you guys remember this guy. He's been awfully MIA lately, but we're back in business. Also, last couple months, I've been working on the new merch drop, the last merch drop. You guys definitely killed it with the love. Everything sold out pretty quick. So I've been working on a couple new pieces. This is a sneak peek. This is a sneak peek. I'm gonna have, probably not when this video drops, but the week after, everything's gonna be live on bigwaterguy.com. I'm super excited for you guys to see. Hey, you guys gotta admit, for a guy who used to talk a lot of smack about me filming myself getting into wetsuits.
Thirst trapping today. Thirst trapping.
My man has come an incredibly long way. First of all, not only did Derek get a matching wetsuit, which, comment what you think below. I think that's diabolical work. But he's also filming himself doing it.
Is buzzing off the matching wetsuit. We're doing.
By the way, Derek is officially on the Spear Pro team. They did have other color options, just so we're clear.
One other color option.
He did have other options, but let me know. Is it? Are we a little on the sus side that we have matching wetsuits? I don't know how I feel about that yet. I really don't.
Hey Vlad, thanks for helping, pal. You just film. We got this.
We got our first lead and we haven't even gotten into the water. We're positive today, boys. We're already up. Oh, merch will be ready in about 3 hours. We'll be back in a little bit. Thank you, appreciate it. The guys are already asking what time they should be back here to pick up gear. When we do this, last time we did this, when there's open for fishing, we had a huge yard sale in the parking lot. All the fishermen just swarmed and bought everything up. But it's not gonna be the case today since no one is out fishing. We're sitting here, we just realized we forgot an anchor. And then I look over there and there's already a pre-made anchor for us. That's perfect. It's funny, I flew in last night, late at night, and I was just diving for a couple weeks, and all of my dive gear that was in the suitcase, they lost my suitcase, so I'm like scrapping for everything. All the boys hooked me up with weight belts, masks, lead, dive knife, all the simple necessities. But we're gonna make it happen.
We have very little gas to spare, boys, very little.
How little?
We had a gallon, probably.
All right, you guys know the rundown. When we do this type of diving, we're not using any scuba tanks. We're going down free diving. And a lot of you guys ask why. A, because we just love diving. This is great training for us. And everything's a little funner when you're pushing yourself. So I did bring, this company sent me this mini scuba tank, Smako. I did bring that, so it's filled up. In case something happens, in case we have some sort of issue or hold up, if one of the boys gets caught up on some hooks, gonna throw that on, go get the homie back. But we're at spot number 1, so I'm gonna go get some flashers.
I'll get it.
As I'd mentioned, I just flown in 12 hours before this, and I just got done diving 2 weeks in the Bahamas where the water was 100 feet plus of visibility, crystal clear. So this first drop is always trippy. Dropping down, your eyes are kind of playing games with you because you think you see something and you don't, you just keep swimming, especially here. It was 36 feet to the bottom. So it's a pretty long swim when you can only see 1 to 3 feet. And the camera makes it seem clearer than it really was, but it was pretty dirty this day. And you will see throughout the video, it ranges. The closer we are into the lake where there's more freshwater runoff, the clearer it gets. The closer we are to the main Columbia River, the dirtier it is. And here I show my watch for stats. That was 36 feet, like I said, and water temp was anywhere from 47 to 54 degrees. The closer you are to the bottom where the fresh water is running, it's colder. It gets just a little bit clearer. You'll see it's like a bluish tint. The top 20 feet of the water is like a greener, hazier tint, and it's also warmer water. But the guys I'm diving with, they just dove this spot last week, so they cleared this area out pretty good. So right now we're just diving, collecting, as we like to call onesie twosies, just scattered flashers that got snagged up on random items.
That's some nice flashers right there. That's exactly what you want to be seeing down there, boys. Thing is rigged up, ready to slay. Woo.
This style of diving that we're doing, where we're going down, we're not diving one particular snag and we're just scanning the area, looking for these miscellaneous scattered flashers, it's a little ineffective because, you know, you swim down, you have to swim a lot, burn a lot of energy, and we're doing this on breath hold, so it's a little ineffective. Our favorite diving is when we know there's one giant snag, we go down and there's just dozens and hundreds of flashers on it. That's obviously the funnest, and you burn a lot less energy because you're not swimming all over the place clearing bottom. But since we've already been diving and cleaning these areas out repeatedly over the years, we've eliminated a lot of those big snags, so you don't have those massive snags that everyone gets caught up on, because once we clear a snag, it's really not that snaggy, because a lot of times it'll be like a net, a tarp, or whatever, plus hundreds of other gear. It just catches everything. If you get snagged in that, you're never seeing your gear back. So we do this kind of diving where we're just collecting miscellaneous flashers, and some areas are more productive than others. Like this one, you can see obviously there's something here that cuts a lot of people off, which still you could collect a lot of flashers doing it this way. And since there's 3 of us, we're kind of covering the area systematically. We still get to cover a lot of ground. It just takes up a lot more time. But I will say, since we've already been down here and we've cleaned up a lot of the old gear, old snags, the stuff we're collecting is fresh. It's been ripped off within the last 6 months, maybe the end of last fall, or obviously all of this spring or season. So the gear is fresh, it is nice, but also everything is just sharp and clean. All the hooks are in perfect condition.
You got money, baby!
Which makes this a lot more dangerous than it already is, because you'll see throughout the video, we're getting snagged up in hooks all day long. It's probably the most I've ever been caught in hooks, because we're wearing very soft neoprene, so a brand new razor sharp hook, it doesn't take much for you to get hooked up in it. And later on in the video, I'll talk about the safety and dangers that come with all this, because there's a lot of consequences that come with this kind of diving that we're doing.
That wasn't the most productive first dive, but it'll do. And then we got Davey's bringing over the bag right now. There wasn't any big snags, but we were just finding a bunch of onesie twosies scattered all over the area, as you guys saw. So it was a lot of swimming, covering ground, and doing all that. Hooks everywhere.
Oh, we got a lost fishing license. AA Ron. AA Ron. Let's see how many fish you caught. Broke out 1 fish. Come on, AA Ron. AA Ron.
Why are you guys putting AA Ron on blast like that? We're basically out of gas, so there's a truck waiting to buy from us. So we're done, so we just asked them for some gas. They're ready to go hook it up, so we're gonna trade in some flashers for gas. A little underprepared today. We're Jimmy rigging the anchor right now, the rock anchor. We still got flashes though, kind of what matters.
So this second spot that we're diving, we're looking for a tree stump that basically sits in the middle of the trolling lane. And it's always hard for us to find it because we don't have live scope or sonar on our little red inflatable boat. But all the locals, they know about it, they avoid it. But a lot of guys that don't know about it, they get snagged up on it. And it used to look like a decorated Christmas tree, this stump did, until we fully cleaned it out. And now the stump itself isn't as snaggy, but now people will still get caught up on it and rip off. And usually you'll just come and find a bunch of flashers scattered under it. So that's what we're doing here. We found it, we marked it with a buoy, and now we're picking up all the flashers that are laying right under it, which honestly feels like Christmas morning going down and finding the stump.
Glad found it. Hey, how's that cool?
And before we ever originally cleared out this stump that's sticking out, that thing was so loaded with gear and it was so large that even if you knew about it, a lot of people would still get snagged up on it because it was so large and so wide. It was just this giant nest there's so much flashers and gear hanging off it that even if you would avoid the stump, that thing was like 5 feet wide, so you'd still get caught up on some old gear, and it was just one of the deadliest snags. And now it's not deadly at all, and we'll just come pick up a couple flashers off it. We're doing a little pit stop break because Derek books things on dive days, so Derek has to go. And then the guys brought us gas, and they might buy some flashers right now. We need that, bro. We almost ran out of gas there. What's up?
Yeah, I would have just popped my boat in there and helped.
Oh, there's some lead. I need some lead. The old square dot, dude, that might be mine.
Clients are rolling in already. You guys know what they're looking for. Picking out all the best stuff.
Very specific.
Pleasure doing business.
Hell yeah.
Are you looking for flashers? Yeah. Alright, because we're just about to push off.
Generous crap.
Back to the scheduled program. Diver down. Happy hunting. This main section that we're diving in this whole time so far, it's called a toilet bowl because this is where this lake gets flushed out, and this is kind of where all the boats, as you guys saw in the clips I included earlier, all the boats will just pile up in a circle and just circle the mouth of this lake because that's where all the fish come in. But that's also where a lot of guys lose the majority of their stuff. And as you guys can see, there's logs down here, there's stumps, there's tarps, there's trash. So plenty of stuff to get snagged up on. Honestly, I'm surprised there's not more snags with how much logs and stuff there is down here. But like I said, since we've already cleaned a lot of the snags up, a log itself isn't so snaggy. It's like gear stuck on it, or you know, a tarp, a gill net. That stuff is deadly and it'll rip off everything. So we've also heard of a lot of poles being lost in the toilet bowl. So we're honestly just covering a bunch of ground hoping to find some poles. But in the meantime, we're picking up flashers there and here. And something to keep in mind is that we spent about 6 hours diving this day, and you guys are only seeing 10 minutes of that, give or take. So you guys are seeing all the best clips, all the best finds. A lot of time was spent underwater searching, collecting trash, not really finding much. All right, we should be like right over it right now. Hold on. All right, I'm in neutral.
Dive, dive, dive.
Dive, 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 dive. There's another spot we're looking for right here. Should be right over it. As soon as he finds it, I'm gonna toss the anchor out of the boat. We found it. Okay, I'm gonna throw the, should I throw anchor right where you are? We changed it up a bit on this dive because we went further into the lake and visibility cleared up a lot. Even though up top it's still green and murky, but as you got down to the bottom, there's a lot more freshwater runoff. And it was about like 5 to 6 feet here, which is honestly the best we've ever seen it. And you guys just don't usually get to see this perspective. It's pretty cool to get to see the outside instead of being on top of my head. You guys kind of get to see how we operate, how we look for flashers, how we pull them out. And who knows, maybe even witness me getting bombed by a sea lion, because apparently this is the first year that the fishermen have been seeing sea lions in Drano Lake. And not only seeing them, but their fish have been getting taxed off them. One of the guides said that they saw 9 sea lion in here this year, which is a first. Apparently, it's very uncommon for them to be up far this river and in here. So I mean, if you're a fisherman in this area, you know they're definitely a nuisance. But I had definitely prepared myself to be bombed by a sea lion. I was definitely hoping it would be here and not when we were diving earlier when it was 2 feet visibility and he just 1,000-pound sea lion just comes up in your face. That definitely maybe leave a stain on the wetsuit, but it definitely comes with the territory of diving here. But one thing that always surprises me when we're diving these areas is how we never see salmon, because this place is chock full of salmon. Like tomorrow, fishing will open up here and there'll be hundreds of boats, and all of them, well, most of them will be catching their limits because they're chock full in here. So it's always impressive how salmon have some sort of sonar reading to just avoid us. So we can't see them. And obviously visibility is brutal, so they would have to get pretty close for us to see them, but it's still pretty impressive that there's schools of salmon in here by the thousands and we're not seeing a single one. Something I always try to touch on in these videos is the dangers that come with it, because obviously this could look very appealing to someone, especially if you're a fan of diving, being underwater. You could see this and being like, wow, that looks amazing. I want to go down and get a bunch of free gear. And that's awesome. I love to use my videos as a form of inspiration to others. whatever that may be, whether to pick up a new hobby, get outside, clean up after yourself, go clean up local water holes, because we ourselves are fishermen. We fish these same holes. We also lose gear here. So we feel fortunate and grateful that we're able to go down and clean up after ourselves, after other fishermen, kind of give back to the environment, clean up the same holes that we harvest from. It's a full circle moment for us, but also I would hate to hear of someone going down trying to do the same thing and getting jammed up and never coming back up, because especially with these rigs, with the treble hooks, with the steel leaders, it really doesn't take much for you to get yourself in a situation that you don't want to be in. Getting a treble hook through your finger on the bottom of the river, and you got 30 seconds left of breath hold, and if you don't take the right decision in that 30 seconds and get yourself out of that situation, that could be the last thing you ever do. So whatever you choose to do, always dive with good buddies and be safe out there.
Hey.
Oh, what?
I just reeled that in with this. I was pulling it and I was like, dude, that's a pretty heavy weight. What? We got a little guide select. Oh, we'll take that. It's still connected to the weight and flasher and everything. That's funny, bro. It's about time. I was reeling it. That's why I sat in the boat. I was like, this thing feels heavy.
I thought it was because you were hooked.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty stoked on that rod. I didn't even find the rod underwater. I just found the flasher it was connected to. And one thing we always try to do is if there's a bunch of line attached to the flasher, instead of just cutting it off, which a lot of times we just have to break off, like we don't have time to be down there and snipping off each line and reeling everything in. But if I take it to the surface and there's lines still attached to it, we'll try to reel it all in, just try to get as much trash out of the river. But with this specific one, I was reeling in and I felt like something heavy, so I sat in the boat, plus I had like a hook stuck in my ankle, in my heel, and then obviously you saw that hole come up, which was sick, so I was stoked on that. I'm gonna let the rest of these clips play out. If you guys like these videos, the best way to support this channel is just hit a like, hit a subscribe. I appreciate all the love. You guys have been interacting with the videos a lot, and it keeps me fired up, and it definitely will keep producing more videos like this. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys out of the water.
Just keep providing the gift that keeps giving. I got you a triangle.
Hey.
They're still down there. That's a wrap. Head back to the dock. Full tow. Good walking out.
Very productive. I want to say thank you to everyone who contributed over the winter, last fall. Yeah, I'm not even gonna dump those out. We got a couple hundred flashers. They're all in really nice condition. We got a couple pieces of lead, and we already got some clients lined up, ready to buy. So it's a good first day. Hopefully one of many more to come.
All right, photo session's over, sorry. For as long as I've been diving, somehow this is my first rod that I found, and it's in like mint condition. So I'm definitely gonna be keeping this one. I needed one anyways for my jet ski. We got more. All right, yeah, see you guys. All right, so we sold probably like 40, 50 flashers already, and we still got a full tote. So gonna grab some food, come home, maybe get a helping hand to sort all this stuff, because that takes forever. We used to cut through everything and just sell the flashers, but people will buy everything, the bumper, all the spinners, the blades, the little swivels, the LED sliders, anything you can get, people will buy. So we're gonna process all that. We probably got like 200 flashers out today, who knows, but that was a good day. We're gonna go home and the real fun begins.